Well, the State Department's scrambling for an appropriate place for Libyan dictator Muammar Qaddafi. In case you didn't hear, he's coming to America to speak at the UN next month. And right now, Qaddafi plans to be staying in Englewood, New Jersey. He wants to pitch a Bedouin tent, I'm not kidding, on an estate owned by the Libyan embassy. But just in case things don't work out there, because the thing is dilapidated, I understand, our crack staff did some scouting around for Colonel Qaddafi, and they came up with some posh locations he might want to check out, all just a stone's throw from the United Nations, like the Courtesy Inn located in Fort Lee, New Jersey. This luxury retreat has free wireless internet, free breakfast, and a midnight special. I have no idea what that means. Or how about the Royal Motel in Secaucus? One of the many features of this fine establishment is the jacuzzi suite at a cost of only $150 a night. And forget about the jacuzzi, how about free bubble baths? That is what you're going to get at the Benedict Motel in Linden, New Jersey. They also have a short stay special, $45 for 4 hours. Taxes not included, and location. That's why the Lincoln Tunnel Motel might be the ticket for Qaddafi. It's only about 0.4 miles from Manhattan, but you still have to pay that darn toll, don't you? Reaction now from Michael Wild, the mayor of Englewood, New Jersey.
That's too much, Neil.
What about this place that he's going to stay at? Now, it's dilapidated.
Well, listen, this is as if it's the intermission to the war on terrorism. Everybody get out of the room, go get yourself another soft drink, go get some popcorn, come and watch this show. For the last 3 decades, the Libyan mission has had carte blanche. They don't pay a nickel in taxes on a property 4.5 acres long in our community.
Well,
now,
what is it to them? Is it an embassy?
It's a mission, and they have the expressed authority to use it for the ambassador on weekends and for holidays.
Does the ambassador use it?
Occasionally. We know that there are Afghani diplomats that have been there for a long time. We also,
so it's not in total disrepair.
Right, no.
The talk was that you couldn't use it.
In 3 months ago, a construction crew, now numbering the hundreds of people that are there daily, took down a dear rabbi's trees and fence on his own property and started constructing a lake with a bridge, restructuring the house. And we put a stop order on this yesterday. Just a few days ago, Neil, this gentleman, this head of state who took power 40 years ago by force, embraced a known terrorist, a convicted terrorist. And now our administration, who I have pledged my support as a loyal Democrat, would like us to deal with this experience on my soil. I don't want a visa. You know, I'm an immigration lawyer. I do not want a visa issued to him to enter the United States. I don't want him sleeping in our city if he has no remorse.
He's coming.
I can appreciate the inevitability.
You just don't want him coming to your town.
I can appreciate the inevitability that somebody has the privilege as a head of state to speak at the UN and to come to town. But to come to a Jewish community, a Latino community, an African-American community that loves peace and does not appreciate the progenitor or the financier of terrorism is a different experience.
All right, well, how is it possible that this place right now in your town, the Libyans have had and not been paying taxes on it for years?
The State Department put in a brief in the 1980s in support of their privilege to have this off the tax rolls. Presumably, we would like to have the same enjoyment outside of our country.
Well, all
as well.
Foreign missions, or whatever we call them, are granted that.
Right,
they?
Except here the difference is it's going to cost us $20,000 a day extra in overtime to protect this gentleman as well as the residents in the community. I can tell you that as a Jew, as an American, this is a mortifying experience. There are 38 residents of New Jersey that were killed by his own admission. He wrote a check for $2.7 billion. He's turning his blind eye now on our city ordinances and will be exempt from any judicial fines because he's diplomatically immune.
Well, he's, like you said, he's coming, and this wouldn't be the first time controversial leaders. But let me ask you that have come. Do you believe that he would go to this estate and pitch a tent?
We were told that he will live in the house, but for social experience and for soirees that he would pitch a tent. And that means that our State Department, Protective Services, Secret Service, the Englewood Police Department, the Bergen County Prosecutor's Office, the intelligence divisions of all these agencies are going to be next door to a distinguished rabbi's home, actually looking inside, invading his security and his safety. There is something wrong here with what we're doing. And while I agree that we need to have overtures internationally, as we see with Osama bin Laden, and we know that this gentleman, this colonel, was actually the progenitor of terrorism before he showed up, the relationships that we shoulder now could end up not only just collateral issues to communities, but could create geopolitical problems in the future. He has every right to speak, but I do not want him sleeping in my city.
All right, we'll watch it closely. Mayor, thank you.
Pleasure.
Very good seeing you.
Nice to see you.
All right, thanks a lot. All right, well, the line of the Senate is gone, but that does not mean his signature issue in life won't still roar. Why Ted Kennedy's death is doing to enliven the healthcare debate all over again. And Washington doling out bonuses to top aides, but blasting Wall Street for doing the same.